Ester Nafstad, Deputy Chairman of Kos Kaos, the Nordic Jewish Network, joining us live from Oslo. Thank you very much for joining us. So red tape matter is essentially redefining who can and who cannot qualify as a minority, and this status comes with actual meaning.
Yes, we just became aware of this change in regulation for the funding scheme of the national minorities when we applied for operational funding a couple of months ago, and we were rejected on the argument that the government were unsure that we in fact belong to the national minority in Norway, because the change in regulation says that it's only descendants of those Jews that arrived in Norway prior to 1950 that actually has the right to funding through this scheme. And by doing that, the government actually divides the Jewish national minority or the Jewish community into those who belong to a national minority and those who don't. And I think by doing so, the state fails to meet its own objective of strengthening the diversity of Jewish voices and organization in Norway.
So very clearly, this 90/50 rule is denying budgets from Jewish organizations. Can you explain how losing national minority status and the funding, prevents or undermines the ability to sustain Jewish cultural life in Norway?
I mean, we are absolutely dependent on getting financial support to have a thriving Jewish community in Norway. And
so do you see this regulation as an administrative mistake of sorts, or part of a broader political trend against minority support or Jews in particular?
I hope it's a mistake. And this is a regulation that kind of goes... I mean, the law is very clear that Jews are a national minority, and it's not the individual's family lines that should determine whether you belong to the national minority or not. It's the groups and the culture present in Norway prior to 1950, and the European human rights conventions. They also say the same thing. So we think that this decision is not really valid.
Yes, so generally it, of course, takes us to the overall climate in Norway. What is it like being a Jew there nowadays?
It's difficult, and we experience it through... I mean, originally, we are a small Jewish organization. We do cultural and social events. Sometimes we do debate, but then suddenly we find ourselves in all these battles just to be able to exist and do what we are supposed to do, which is making a thriving Jewish life in Norway. But now we have to fight for funding instead.
Right. Ester Nafstad, Deputy Chairman of Kos Kaos, the Nordic Jewish Network. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully this mistake will A, turn out to be a mistake, and B, will be fixed. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.